In an open assault on the rule of law and the role of America's elected legislators, 6 members of the U.S. Supreme Court redefined the plain meaning of the word sex to reach a bizarre, unfounded, and dangerous conclusion in its employment discrimination ruling. These unaccountable justices usurped the people's elected representatives and switched out the dictionary definition of sex as used in Title VII of the Civil Rights Act to make the word mean what no one in 1964 conceived possible: that the plain meaning of sex, male and female, is now to be understood to include homosexuality and those suffering from gender dysphoria. This is a preposterous flight away from reality. In this ruling, the court gives wings to the transgender revolution. It launches a storm of litigation which will clog the courts and shrinks the narrowing circle of religious liberty in our land. Yes, the court's majority opinion claims to be, quote, deeply concerned with preserving the promise of the free exercise of religion enshrined in our Constitution, unquote. But that does nothing for funeral home owner Tom Roast and other Christian businessmen and women who may soon be hauled into court unless they bow down to the court's newly rubberized definition of sex. Women also are put at risk by this brazen display of judicial activism. Female athletes will be forced to compete against biological males who claim they are females. And in a bizarre twist, this court, so obsessed in other contexts with privacy rights, here flings open the doors of women's restrooms, locker rooms, and overnight facilities, including shelters for battered women. As Justice Samuel Alito stated in his dissent, the court's opinion enables transgender persons to argue that they are entitled to use a bathroom or locker room that is reserved for persons of the sex with which they identify. And that, as Justice Alito added, puts women at obvious risks. Quote, he said, "For women who have been victimized by sexual assault or abuse, the experience of seeing an unclothed person with the anatomy of a male in the confined and sensitive location, such as a bathroom or locker room, can cause serious psychological harm." With this decision, the Supreme Court has endorsed transgender, a dubious concept that didn't exist just a few decades ago, and elevated it to the level of race and sex. Make no mistake, this is yet another example of judicial tyranny, a legal outrage imposed on the people in direct contradiction to the law as written. 2 weeks ago, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the First Amendment right of Christians to assemble for worship is subject to arbitrary limits imposed by California officials. With this opinion, it has attacked and wounded liberty once more. Jesus said, "Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away." And what does his word say? From Genesis chapter 5, when God created man, he made him in the likeness of God. Male and female, he created them.